there is a wide range of criminal groups and organizations in the United States, from prison gangs and extortion networks to neo-Nazis. The number of their members is comparable to that of certain huge, global corporations, and while we don't hear as much about them as we should, they still pose an active threat to the security forces of the country. Tens of thousands of people die every year because of a small number of cruel, vicious groups with exclusive networks. There are both innocent onlookers and gang members among these victims. This is a list of the top 10 most dangerous gangs in the United States. But before we proceed, if you are new to our channel, subscribe and like the video. Number 10 is the Jewish Defense League. The FBI classifies the Jewish Defense League as a far-right terrorist organization. When Rabbi Meir Kahan founded his group in 1968, one of his stated goals was to shield Jews from anti-Semitism. Mainly, it was established on the ideas of Jewish nationalism, territorialism, and the use of force to protect Jews from their adversaries. Since then, the JDL has been blamed for a wide variety of terrorist acts, including bombings, murders, and extortion. The group has been responsible for a number of violent acts throughout the years, most of which have occurred in the United States and Israel. In the 1970s, when JDL members carried out many high-profile operations against Arab targets in the United States and Europe, the organization rose to prominence. In addition to their fervent support for Israel, they stood out for their antagonism to the Soviet Union. The JDL's aggressive tactics helped the organization, despite its size, win over a sizable portion of the Israeli-American Jewish community. Number 9 is the MS-13. MS-13, also known as Mara Salvatrucha, is a transnational gang with roots in 1980s Los Angeles. When the Salvadoran immigrants in the city banded together for mutual protection, the group quickly transformed into a violent criminal gang engaging in things like drug and people trafficking. The United States, El Salvador, Mexico, Honduras, and Guatemala are only a few of the nations where the organization is active today. The killings and assaults committed by MS-13 members across the country in the 1990s and early 2000s brought the group widespread notoriety. The group has gained notoriety for its savage methods, such as its love for machetes and other melee weapons in combat. Even with all the attention it gets, MS-13 is still a relatively tiny gang in the United States, with only between 6,000 to 10,000 members. But in other nations in Central America, the gang's membership may reach 60,000 strong. Number 8 is the Vice Lords. The Vice Lords Nation was founded in 1958 to aid African Americans in Chicago, Illinois, in their fight against poverty and prejudice. Eventually, though, they expanded into one of the largest criminal organizations in America, with local chapters in virtually every major city and many minor ones as well. There is evidence linking the gang to drug trafficking, robbery, extortion, and even murder. There are between 30,000 and 35,000 regular and associate members of the gang, most of whom live in the Midwest and South of the United States. Despite numerous high-profile arrests over the years, the gang remains sizable and influential, especially in Chicago, despite having been labeled a criminal organization by the United States government. Number 7 is the Barrio Azteca. Barrio Azteca, also known as Los Aztecas, started out as a prison gang in the El Paso jail system in Texas, and currently has an estimated 3,000 members across the United States and over 5,000 in the Juarez region in Mexico. It was established in 1986 and has subsequently spread to other jurisdictions, including MA, PA, and NMM. Although not a major gang, they are notable for the level of violence they practice, which frequently crosses the border and affects both countries. In the new millennium, Barrio Azteca joined up with the Juarez cartel in their bloody conflict against the Sinaloa cartel in Mexico. Since then, the gang's influence in the area has been drastically weakened due to the deaths and arrests of several of its members, including boss Eduardo Ravelo. However, law enforcement authorities claim that Barrio Azteca has recently regained much of its strength, especially in the city of Juarez, where it is still strongly involved in a wide range of criminal operations, including drug smuggling, money laundering, and extortion. Number 6 is the Mongols Motorcycle Club. The Mongols Motorcycle Club, established in Montebello, California in the 1970s, is a notorious outlaw motorcycle gang. They are particularly well represented in the western and Pacific states of the United States through their many local chapters there. Although the majority of its members are of Hispanic lineage, the club does include people of different ethnicities. In the 1980s and 1990s, the Mongols became notorious as a particularly brutal and influential biker gang. Assault, intimidation, and murder are just some of the crimes they've committed, and they were even involved in a high-profile firefight with members of the rival Hells Angels gang in Las Vegas back in 2002. Many Mongols motorcycle club members still have close ties to various Hispanic street gangs around the Los Angeles area, despite numerous attempts by law officials to break them up. Number 5 is the Crips and Bloods. The Crips and Bloods are two California gangs based in Los Angeles that are bitter enemies. Some historical accounts place the birth of the Crips as a local protection gang in 1971, while others place the formation of the Bloods as a reaction to the Crips' rising influence. Both gangs grew to become powerful criminal organizations, with members engaged in robbery, murder, and drug trafficking. There has been a long-running rivalry between the Crips and the Bloods, and it has frequently erupted into violence. It's fueled by a complicated combination of circumstances, including territorial disputes, gang members' reputations, and interpersonal tensions. Both groups are easily recognized by the graffiti, hand signs, and brightly colored clothing they wear. The illicit actions of the gangs have caused widespread bloodshed and destruction in the communities where they operate, with innocent people frequently being collateral damage. However, many metropolitan areas of Los Angeles continue to have serious issues with Crips and Blood despite the best efforts of police enforcement. Number 4 is the Latin Kings. The Latin Kings is a large Mexican and Puerto Rican street gang that originated in Chicago during the 1960s. They have been linked to several crimes across the United States, including drug trafficking, burglary, homicide, identity theft, money laundering, and the high-profile murder of law enforcement personnel. The Latin Kings of today are split between two super factions, Motherland in Chicago and Bloodline in New York. The media took notice when they were linked to a slew of gang-related murders and other crimes in Chicago in the 1980s and 1990s. Latin Kings is one of the largest gangs in the United States, with a strong presence in major cities including New York, Los Angeles, and Miami, and over 160 local chapters spread around the country. Number 3 is the Gangster Disciples. In the 1960s, a prison and street gang called the Black Gangster Disciple Nation, later shortened to Gangster Disciples, emerged in Chicago. It was formed when Larry Hoover's Black Disciples and David Barksdale's Supreme Gangsters merged. It's an African-American group that deals drugs, extorts people, and murders people. Although the Gangster Disciples are most prominent in the cities of Chicago and Detroit in the Midwest, members of the gang have been documented in other regions, including the East Coast and the South. It's estimated that there are between 25,000 and 50,000 members of this organization scattered all over the United States. Number 2 is the Aryan Brotherhood. The Aryan Brotherhood started out as a white supremacist prison gang formed in response to race wars against rival black gangs. Over the years, it has grown into one of the most feared criminal organizations in the country, with many of its members openly sporting tattoos of Nazi insignia and other fascist symbols. Members of the Aryan Brotherhood primarily operate in prisons, though they're also quite active on the streets. The group is involved in a wide range of criminal activities like drug trafficking and extortion, and while it's not as large as other gangs like the Mexican Mafia, the Aryan Brotherhood remains a potent force in the criminal underworld. While law enforcement agencies have been working to dismantle the Aryan Brotherhood for decades, the group's highly structured hierarchy and its members' fierce loyalty to the organization make it difficult to infiltrate. Still, there have been numerous high-profile arrests of Aryan Brotherhood members in recent years, and many of its leaders have been sentenced to long terms in prison. Despite these efforts, however, the Aryan Brotherhood continues to operate as an influential and fairly large gang in multiple parts of the country. Number 1 is the Mexican Mafia. Also known as La M and Las Carnales, Mexican Mafia is one of the largest prison gangs in the United States, with members active in over 13 states. It was founded in 1957 in Southern California by former street gang member Luis Flores, and many of its early members were leaders of Hispanic gangs active in law and nearby areas. Since then, it has grown into one of the deadliest and most influential gangs in the country. As of now, the Mexican Mafia operates both inside and outside the U.S. prison system, and its crime portfolio includes robbery, extortion, assault, murder, and drug trafficking. It's estimated that the gang has about 350 to 400 members inside U.S. prisons, with tens of thousands of additional foot soldiers on the streets throughout California and beyond. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, subscribe, and comment on the gangs not mentioned that should be on the list. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to get notified when we drop our next video.